From Donald Trump himself, quote, Page 1. The corrupt Biden administration has informed my attorneys that I have been indicted, seemingly over the boxes hoax, even though Joe Biden has 1,850 boxes at the University of Delaware, additional boxes in Chinatown, D.C., with even more boxes at the University of Pennsylvania, and documents strewn all over his garage floor where he parks his Corvette and which is quote-unquote secured by only a garage door that is paper thin and open much of the time. Fox News with the headline, Trump indicted on federal charges related to document handling and obstruction of justice. And this goes back to when the feds raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence looking for classified documents that they said he didn't declassify, and therefore it was illegal for him to be in possession of them. Now, keep in mind that the president has the ability to declassify any documents. So what they're alleging here is that Trump just happened not to declassify them, and really there isn't even a proper process for that. He can just do it. And then they're also getting him on obstruction charges because there was a whole back and forth between the federal government and Donald Trump after Trump left office about getting these classified documents back. So they're hitting him on both of those charges, and this is tricky because it also came out recently that Biden as well has tons of classified documents in unsecured locations at various residences from his time as vice president. So very similar, almost exactly the same situation here. Trump's being indicted, and a lot of people are assuming Biden has to be indicted too, lest this be just wide open corruption and political bias. Trump continued on Truth Social, quote, Page 2. I have been summoned to appear at the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday at 3 p.m. I never thought it possible that such a thing could happen to a former president of the United States who received far more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country and is currently leading, by far, all candidates, both Democratic and Republican, in polls of the 2024 presidential election. I am an innocent man. Page 3. This is indeed a dark day for the United States of America. We are a country in serious and rapid decline, but together we will make America great again. Now, this is unprecedented and people are livid. Even Vivek Ramaswamy, who's a competitor to Trump, Vivek is running in the Republican primary, made a long post which includes the statement, I never thought we'd see the day when the U.S. president deputizes the DOJ to arrest his lead rival in the middle of an election. He goes on to say, it would be much easier for me to win this election if Trump weren't in the race, but I stand for principles over politics. I commit to pardon Trump promptly on January 20th, 2025, and to restore the rule of law in our country. Kimberly Guilfoyle says, this is one of the darkest days in the history of our country. Biden and the Democrats are arresting their top political opponent because they fear they can't beat him at the ballot box. We can't let the Democrats succeed in rigging another election. Stand with President Donald Trump. Cat Turd, you got to get his take. Make no mistake about it, the Biden regime has gone full communist and indicted their leading political opponent in an upcoming election. That's all this is about. Now we have a rogue government attempting a communist coup on their own citizens through a corrupt Justice Department. Not mincing any words there. Dan Bongino saying, we live in a police state run by liberal filth. There's absolutely no disputing this fact. The liberal filth running this country right now will burn this place and its institutions to the ground to preserve the corrupt garbage running this country. Every Republican candidate for office must commit to a thorough house cleaning. So like I said, livid. Back to the Fox article with some more details. NARA, or the National Archives and Records Administration, told Congress in February 2022 that Trump took 15 boxes of presidential records to his personal residence in Florida. NARA recovered the 15 boxes from Mar-a-Lago and, quote, identified items marked as classified national security information within the boxes, end quote. The matter was referred to the Justice Department by NARA. Classified material that was reportedly confiscated by the FBI during the FBI's raid in August included a letter to Trump from former President Barack Obama, a letter from Kim Jong-un, a birthday dinner menu, and a cocktail napkin. Now, it's important to keep in mind that just because something is marked as classified does not mean it's some highly sensitive national security document. As you just saw, it could be a birthday menu. Many would argue and have argued that the U.S. has an overclassification problem, as there are billions tons of classified documents, which makes it very hard to keep a check on what the government is doing. Remember, the government is ostensibly supposed to be accountable to the people, and that gets harder and harder to do as more documents get classified. So things are going to get very heated over the coming days as people on the right point at Joe Biden and how he had tons of classified documents at his various residences from his time as vice president, where he didn't have the ability to declassify whatever he wants. That will certainly be Trump's defense here. He'll say, I was president, I declassified these, and it's going to be on the feds to prove that he didn't. No response yet from Joe Biden, but he's going to have to say something. That's all any reporter is going to ask him until he does. And I'll be sure to keep you posted on all this. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more. My name's Ryan. This is News Rye. I'll see you in the next one.